Hi there, this is Mr. Evans. This video is going to look at the growth of online business. It's in this section here on the social environment, and what we're looking at is the opportunities and threats that are being presented to businesses as a result of the growing digitalization, the growth in kind of online commerce that's going on. So the word for online business, the correct term would be e-commerce, and that refers to digitally enabled commercial transactions that occur between and among individuals and organisations. So the most obvious that we think of is business to consumer transactions, where we as consumers go online and we buy a product off a business, or book a table at a restaurant, or however we're interacting with that business over the internet. But it can also be business to business transactions. It's very common that businesses will conduct, an organisation will contact their supplier over the internet. It might not be even people speaking to each other. It's just an automated process where, say, the supplier is aware of their clients' inventory levels, and going below a certain inventory level will trigger a communication between the computers and trigger a delivery being made. And it could be consumer to consumer as well. Okay. Websites like eBay have made it much easier for consumers to trade with each other. Excuse me. So here are some examples of some online businesses and kind of what's happening. So, I've picked out these businesses for various reasons. I mean, Netflix is an example of an organisation that's really kind of made some fairly radical changes to the television industry. When I was growing up, what was on TV was what was on TV. You didn't get any choice in the matter. You followed the timetable, and you looked at what you wanted to watch, and it was on at 9 o'clock on whatever channel. Then you tune in at 9 o'clock, and if you missed it, you missed it. These days, organisations like Netflix are kind of changing that, and mean you've got far more choice over what you consume and when you consume it and how you consume it. A series then was maybe 6 or 10 episodes over the course of 10 weeks. These days you can watch a whole series in one sitting, should you choose to do so. Okay, similar thing happening in other in terms of other products that can be digitisable. So it's not just television and films that can be sent over the internet. So can books now. So Amazon have got Kindle. Music files can be downloaded and bought instantly. So lots of changes in terms of digitisable products. Even if a product is not digitisable, I'm thinking of like a haircut or a meal out in a restaurant or something like that, going to the gym. Lots of the times, it's not that these organisations aren't using e-commerce, they're just using it in a slightly different way. They're using it to interact with their customers, to market to their customers, to get them to book online. Even if you've got a product that's not necessarily you're able to sell over the internet easily, then you can get people to interact with your business over the internet and maybe save money or just increase interest in your business. Obviously, deliveries of products are massive now, and the convenience of just being able to shop from your computer. You create a basket of goods and then it can be delivered to your house. And I think most supermarkets offer same-day delivery now. That's a huge area of growth, and another kind of opportunity presented by e-commerce in the form of customization. So you can see Nike here offering people the chance to customize a pair of football boots, and you can pick the colour. I'm not sure I'd pick that one, but somebody has, and you can put little flags on there, put your name on it. This is mass customization, isn't it? All as an example of things that can be done online. So what are the opportunities and threats? Well, The most obvious one is 24/7 global access to customers. Okay, customers all over the world can access our website 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Most of the time you can order products, and if it's digitizable, you can collect it instantly. So that's a huge change from business even 10-15 years ago. Online ordering systems might reduce the chance of human error, so if it's all done by computer, you're more likely to get what you want. There's not going to be misfiling or anything like that. It's all done by computers, and computers tend to be better at kind of tasks that are like that. They don't make so many mistakes. Electronic stock management systems I've mentioned, communicating with your supplier. You don't need someone to count your tins of baked beans in the supermarket anymore. The computer does that for you as they're scanned out at the till. We go below a certain level of baked beans, and a message goes to your baked bean supplier that you need more. Opportunity to communicate with your customers better, better marketing. Okay, we can email people about products that they might be interested in rather than just sending a huge catalogue out. We can use our website to market to people and collect cookies about the sort of, you go on a website. I was looking at a holiday just yesterday, and now every time I log into my email, I'm bombarded with kind of images of holiday destinations. And using social media as well as quite a cheap way to market. We can also reduce our network of expensive shops. So traditionally, if you're a big company with a chain of shops, maybe on the high street, those high street locations are expensive. You need people to operate them. Huge amount of fixed costs that goes into having a network of shops. Well, if we're operating online, maybe all we need is a warehouse and a fleet of trucks, far cheaper than having to pay rent in lots of locations, do deliveries out there. We can just have one big central location, which overall is cheaper. And I mentioned mass customization as well. In terms of threats, well, e-commerce might reduce the number of sales from shops. So these supermarkets offering online delivery, is that actually attracting new customers, or are just our old customers going online and not visiting the shops anymore? In which case those shops represent a massive cost to organisations that aren't really being utilised as well as they used to be. There's the risk of consumer dissatisfaction. Okay, oftentimes when I order a product, I don't want to wait for it. I want it there and then. So when I go shopping the traditional way, if I want a t-shirt or something like that, I pick it up, I've got it, and I've got it straight away. But maybe it can't be delivered for a week, or they don't, it gets delivered at an inconvenient time when I'm out and I have to go and collect it from the post office. And also less chance to test products before buying. I bought a watch once online, and I got it, and it was far bigger than it looked like it was going to be. I mean, I could probably have measured it and got its measurements, but I didn't like it. I liked it far more, the picture of it, than actually when it arrived, and that's really put me off from buying stuff online unless I've seen it first in the shop. We've got competition from new digital products, so traditional TV and newspapers. There's far fewer viewers, far fewer readers of newspapers these days, because people are getting their entertainment and their source of information from elsewhere. E-commerce has lowered barriers to entry. It makes it much easier for new businesses to enter the market, or businesses from abroad to sell to us. So there's increased competition, which is a threat obviously to existing businesses, and the risk of cybercrime, of hacking, of businesses having huge amounts of data on people which they then lose, and consumers get very annoyed by. All of these are potential threats from e-commerce.